Welcome back to my channel and my page. It's your girl Millicent Xandercs. I am here, I am cold, and I have blood coming off my face because your girl is having pimple, okay? Okay. I am here to talk about something really important, and like I said, I did something over the weekend. From the title of this video, the title of this video says, at what age do we teach our kids about sex education? Yes, I'm asking this question because I did something over the weekend and I want to share that with you guys. My eye is bulky. I literally had to wake up early to make this video because my kids are sleeping and I have class today. And if I don't make this video today, I will not. I will not be coming live anywhere today because I have class today till 3 p.m. and I have been busy. That's why I've not been able to come live. Now, I would have loved to give you guys an update about why we are still here, but that's not what this video is about. If I'm able to come live today, I'll tell you guys all about that. But today I have something that, if you're a mom, I want you to tag all the moms you know, whether old moms, young moms, semi-old moms. Tag everybody to this video. I want a lot of people to come here because I want us to have a conversation, adult to adult, like mom to mom. I know a lot of you are older than me, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so hi everybody. I may not be able to call your names and say hi to you, but hi to every single one of you. I just want us to have a conversation. Okay, now, like I said, at what age do we teach our kids about sex education? I'm asking this question because over the weekend, that was on Saturday morning, the same day that I filmed the video I've been releasing. Now, I did not come live to make that video because I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Now, the conversation about sex education happened before the one that I'm actually putting out here. But the ones I'm putting out is like telling my kids that Christmas is not real. Okay, that conversation happened when I put on my camera. I wanted to film it, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go live because I didn't want to break their heart in a live video. I didn't know how they were going to react to it. Do you understand? Now, it was actually the sex education video or conversation that led into the Christmas is not real video. Okay, now my kids and I have a lot of conversations. One thing I keep telling myself is that any day that I die, one thing I'm going to be very happy about is that I spent a lot of time of my life having conversations with my kids. Like, we talk on a daily basis. We have deep conversations that sometimes I'm like, why am I not recording this? But then I'm like, I am not recording this because this is important, right? It's not every time you're shoving camera on your kid's face, but there are some things I really want to kind of document for them and have it in storage for them, and I'll put it out. But the Christmas video was actually the first time I'm documenting one of our deepest conversations. And plus, our conversations takes like sometimes 2 hours. I don't want to say 3 hours, but at most 2 hours. That is how deep we go about with our conversations. And the girls, they enjoy it. Now, we were doing the dishes on Saturday morning, and they were like, they asked me a question. I can't remember what the question was, but then I started talking, right? From one thing, it led to another, and we started talking about sex. Now, we didn't start talking about sex. Yes, we were talking about protecting our body, right? I started telling them a story how when I was 8 years old, I had gone to church at CKC with my elder sister. I went to CKC with my elder sister, and while we were inside the church, that was evening mass on a Sunday evening. I told my sister I wanted to go and ease myself. And now this is a story time about me. I will get to our conversation. I told my sister I wanted to go and ease myself, and she was like, okay, go ahead. And I went outside the church. I went outside the church looking for the bathroom, and I saw this young man. He looked like a seminarian. He was standing in front of a classroom, and I walked up to him. I was like, excuse me, sir, do you know where I can find the bathroom? I would really want to ease myself. He was like, yeah, I'll show you the bathroom, but I want you to come inside and come and help me move these chairs and I will show you the bathroom. I was like, but I really need to go pee and my sister is waiting and the mass is going on. He was like, yes, but I need your help. Come and help me move these chairs. Like, okay, sure. He's older than me, and a lot of you don't know a lot about me, okay? But one thing I want you to know about me is that I have been a I'm very, very respectful. I can be crazy, but then I'm very respectful. As long as you're older than me, I don't care how old you are, older than me, I would call you sir, I will call you ma'am, and I will call you, like, I will, like, thank you, good morning, all of that stuff. I'm actually learning to stop doing that because here in America, they just think you're crazy, okay? Now, I was like, okay, sir, no problem. And I went into the classroom. Now, I went because he was older than me, and I went because he is a seminarian, to the best of my knowledge then. And I went into the classroom with him. I helped him to move a few chairs, and then he was like, "Can you tell me the parts? Can you read?" He asked me what class I was in. I told him. He was like, "So have they taught you parts of the body yet?" I was like, "Yes." He was like, "Then tell me parts of the body. Tell me everything they taught you in school." I was like, okay, fine. Parts of the body. Now, growing up in Nigeria, they teach us parts of the body in English and in Igbo. And I was like, parts of the body are head, ishi, eyes, anya, you know. But in my school, in the school that I went to, they never taught us about. There are so many things they don't teach you about. They don't teach you about the bum bum. They don't teach you about the breast. They don't teach you about the vagina. You know what I'm saying? And the man was like, "So why did you skip your breast and your bum bum and your vagina?" I was like, "Because they didn't teach me that." He was like, "Well, how about I teach you?" I was like, I don't think I want to learn that right now. I just want to go pee." The man was like, "Just sing it again, and this time around, point to every part of your body." I was like, "Okay, fine." And I read the whole thing. And I sang the whole thing. As I was singing it, this man started coming close to me. I was like, Uncle, what are you doing?" He was like, "No, I just want to show you. You're not pointing at it very well." I'm like, "I don't think I need you to show me, okay?" And before you know, this man started running towards me. Now, you know how a table is, right? There's there's a table literally in front of me. I wish I can show you guys because I use this table to show my kids, to demonstrate it to my kids. And he was over there and I was over here, and he was coming around the table and I was going around the table. I was like, "I need you to stop. Just stop. Stop chasing me." And in my mind, I was shouting, "Jesus, oh, brother, Jesus, oh, brother, Jesus." I was literally crying for my life and praying in my heart. The man was like, "Just come here. I just want to show you something." I'm like, "I don't want you to show me anything." I was screaming. Now, I was kind of like a bigger kid. I wasn't too with the shuffle like my sister would say. I was 8 years old, but I was a little big because I've always been fat. You understand? So um as he was coming, at some point he got towards where he was before, which is in front of the blackboard, and it was as if, just imagine David when the Holy Spirit came upon him and David was able to tear the lion's mouth open, right? I felt like I had the Holy Spirit upon me, and I lifted this table and threw it on the man, and the thing hit him, and I ran away. Now, this was the story I told my kids because it actually happened to me. Now, I don't do a lot of story times on social media because I'm like, I'm going to become famous one day, you know, and write my own personal memoir. What's that relation? Anyway, the reason I'm telling you guys this story is because it brings me to what I'm about to talk about. Now, I told my kids that story because I started telling them, you know, even as we are going to Hollywood, right? I want you guys to know that not everybody that tells you, no, yes, I remember Emma was reading comments from my comment section. I remember because I had told her, "Help me respond to comments." Yes, help me respond to comments. And she was like, "Mommy, everybody keeps saying I'm so beautiful. Everybody keeps saying I'm so sweet." I'm like, "Okay, but don't let that get into your head." That was actually how our conversation started. I remember, thank God. I was like, "Don't let that get into your head." She was like, "What do you mean?" I told her, not everybody that tells you you're pretty, which are pretty, Jesus. Not everybody that tells you you're pretty and you're beautiful actually mean it. A lot of people say that, especially men and women in this present day. A lot of men and women say it because of another ulterior motive. Do you understand? A lot of people say not because they actually mean it for your own good. They say because of what they're hoping to get from you. And that was how our conversation started. And I was like, now listen, when you go to Hollywood, or when we go to, as we are going to Hollywood, a lot of people are going to compliment you. A lot of people are going to say something to you. Don't let it get into your head, because these are the things you already know. You already know you're beautiful. You already know you're smart. You already know you're talented, right? You don't let cheap compliments get into your head, because the moment you allow people to start feeding you with those things and you start falling for it, people want to take advantage of you. And as a girl, as girls, I was talking to all of them now, as girls, you are so beautiful. A lot of people will want to have you either as their child or other stuff. But guess what? There are so many things that happen in this life that I don't know how to explain it to you right now, but I'm going to try my best. And she was like, how? I was like, I started telling them a lot of kids, okay, have been taken advantage of in Hollywood. And I think I was gonna tell them this, okay, but I started getting comments, people telling me, remember to protect your children. There are a lot of pedophiles in Hollywood and blah blah blah, which I know that for sure. But I wasn't sure at what age I was to tell them this. Do you understand? But I decided to go ahead anyway, and I even went ahead without even telling my husband. Like usually, this is a conversation you're supposed to have with your kids and your husband. But my husband was not around. I was like, let me just dive into it. This is an open floor, right? I started telling them that there are a lot of pedophiles in this world, and pedophiles. Emma asked me, "What are pedophiles?" My mouth froze. My heart was beating so fast. I didn't know what I was saying. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, one thing, another thing about me, not one thing about me. Another thing about me is that inside of me, I'm a child. Like inside of me, I feel like I'm Peter Pan. I feel like I'm not growing up any day soon. But there are a lot of things that come out from my mouth, and it feels so old to me, like, Jesus Christ, who the heck is this woman? Inside of me, I still see myself as that little someone, you know, someone baby. You know what I'm saying? But outside of me is like this huge woman in her late, late 20s. Jesus, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, I'm gonna throw up. I don't wanna get old. Anyways, I started telling them about it. I was like, pedophiles are people who prey on kids. They want to have sexual intercourse with kids, and they go as far as raping children. The next question Emma asked me is, what is raping? What is sexual intercourse? Jesus. I was like, okay, calming down. Okay, let me take one after the other. Raping is when a man or a woman forces you to have sex with them. The next question she asked me is, what is sex? My face froze. For a few seconds, I was like, I don't think you want to know what sex is. She was like, just tell us what is sex. I was like, okay, fine. Sex is when a man sleeps with a woman to have a baby. Now, let me tell people the truth. I lied a little bit, okay? You know when African mothers tell you that if a man touches your breast, you become pregnant? I had to put that one there to scare them, you know, to tell them, don't, you know, I had to just lie a little bit. I had to lie a little bit just to make them understand that I'm actually serious. Does that make any sense? Okay, let me increase my volume now. Now, I told them sex is when somebody sleeps with you and you get pregnant. For example, me and daddy. Sex is something that you can only have between you and your husband, right? For example, how did we give birth to you people? Daddy and I, we had sex. She was like, so daddy take the child and daddy put the child inside you, and then you go to the hospital and you bring out the child. I was like, exactly, mom, period. Period. She was like, oh, I understand. I was like, but then it's not easy. It is very painful, especially when somebody rapes you. Now, a lot of people, both man and woman, okay, thank you so much. A lot of people, both men and women, they can easily get sexually attracted to kids. A lot of people put out they go and they take kids pictures and they use it to sexually stimulate themselves, to make themselves feel good, and then before you know it, just from pictures, they want to start using, they want to actually do it to you in person. Do you understand? And if you know how to protect yourself, you'll be able to save your life. Then I asked them, can you tell me the parts of your body? And they were like, they said everything. And they pointed to the front part and said bum bum, and pointed to the back part and said bum bum. I was like, no, we have three parts of bum bum. We have bottom or bum bum or buttocks. We have the vagina. Honestly speaking, if I lie, let me go say I don't know what they call the third part. I know that is where the baby comes out from, but I'm still learning. See, nobody taught me all of this thing. You should not judge me, okay? Nobody taught me sex education, okay? I am learning as I grow, period. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God. So here's the thing. Even if I'm not gonna say this, come on now, Millicent. Shut up. Nobody taught me, period. I'm just going to end it at that. But what is the name of that part where the urine comes out from? What is it called? Since I yesterday, Jesus, he had a bola. He had a bola. This is somebody that is supposed to be doing nothing. Okay, let's get serious. What do you call the part where the urine comes out from? Somebody answer me before Maga Kwono, okay? What do you call that part? Because I know. Thank you. I know the part where the baby comes out from, which is where we have the sex, okay, is called the vagina. I did hold the vagina. Like, what is it called? Somebody say something. Let me stop embarrassing myself in a live video, okay? Hmm? I'm not doing good. Answer my question first of all. Somebody say something. I'm listening. So none of us know. Hmm? Meanwhile, I have something on my face. I'm waiting. You people should help me out here. I'm choking, literally. Okay? What is it called? You will not hear my question. Anyways, let's continue. As I was saying, I had to explain to them that there are different parts where the urine comes from, where the baby comes out from, which is also where the baby goes in from, and then where the poop comes out from. Okay? And these three parts of your body is very delicate. You cannot let any man or any woman touch it. The only person who is allowed to ask you, let me see your, to ask you to take off your clothes is your mom, your dad, your doctor in front of the clitoris. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. Thank you for saving my face. Eh? You like here, your sister is embarrassing herself in front of live video. None of you can open mouth and save me. It is only Marilyn. God bless you. Chuku Goziege. Amen. All of you can take your Chuku Goziege from your mother-in-laws. Nonsense and ingredients. Thank you, Marilyn. Juliet is not just called private part. Every part is private. Even here is private part, is it not? I'm acting like urethra. I don't even know who is saying the truth. That somebody say is clitoris, somebody say is urethra. I don't know. I know that part. Okay. Okay. What was I saying? I told them that every part, all these parts are private parts, and you cannot let anybody touch it, even your doctor. And I told them, remember when we went to the hospital a few days ago, and the doctor was like, excuse me, Dior, I'm going to need you to I'm going to need to see your body, because here they ask your children for permission. The doctor was like, Dior, excuse me, I'm going to need to see your body, but I'm going to have your mom take off your clothes. Remember, only your mom can take off your clothes in front of me. Okay, nobody else has the right to do that. And I had to remind them of that. I was like, remember when the doctor said that? That's because even the doctor cannot ask you to take off your clothes. When you're there by yourself, you have to be with your parents or your legal guardian. Nobody has the right to see anything that is under your clothes. And they were like, okay. So I started telling them about sex education. I told them about raping and pedophiles and how I told them so many stories, even how one woman like that married a man after her husband and her was divorced. My kids were like, what is divorce? I said, divorce is when somebody, a man and a woman don't want to marry anymore. They don't know what that is. I explained that to them, and I went on to tell them that in sometimes I told them the story about how a woman divorced and got married to somebody else. Now this man that she married started banging, this raping, literally raping this woman's daughter, and kept on forcing her, telling her any day if you tell your mother I will kill you, and he later got her pregnant. And the girl later told the mom and the man didn't do anything. Okay. And I told them, listen, any day somebody tells you in your life to not tell your mother anything, that if you tell your mother anything, they will kill you. Tell me. If that person is going to kill somebody, that person, let that person kill me. But the moment somebody tells you, don't ever tell your mother this, it's a red flag. I told them that. There is this thing, forget all this packaging to God. You see how I hear American kids bully people? I keep telling my children every day, okay? I'm saying this in case your children are in my children's school. I tell my kids every day, any day somebody bullies you, forget all this packaging. Forget all this Miss Good Woman. I will wear my trouser. I will come to that school. I will beat that person and I'll wait for that person's parents outside of the gate. We'll tear our pants into pieces. Growing up, I was known as a talo fighter. And honestly, in this modern day, I think I'm proud of that. I'm strong, okay? Mentally, physically, and emotionally, spiritually too. You know what I'm saying? But I am tired of watching kids or watching other people make people force other kids to do something and threaten to kill them. Like, kill them for who born you? Do you get what I'm saying? Who born you? I told them, any day, anybody, I don't care even if it's your teacher, your classmate, somebody will tell you, you're going to do this, and then if you do it and you tell your parents, I will kill you. Just leave that place. Come and tell me, I will kill that person in front of you and go to jail for it, period. You know what I'm saying? What am I trying to say? I took my time to educate my kids on that. And at some point, I was like, did I actually do the right thing? But then I'm like, I think I did because if I did not do that, right? If I did not do that, I don't want a situation whereby another child will be the one teaching my kids this. And kids know a lot these days. My daughter came back from school one day and she was like, okay, first of all, I got a phone call from school that that was when Emma was in pre-kindergarten. Listen, pre-kindergarten. Emma was in pre-kindergarten. I got a phone call from school that my daughter went into the bathroom, into the boys' bathroom. I was like, why on earth would my daughter go into the boys' bathroom? And the teacher was like, because she said the boy told her to. Now, this boy, we were living in Hanford in an apartment. This boy was someone that was living in the same apartment with us. I was becoming friends with the mom. We weren't friends, just that we bring our kids out to the school bus at the same time. Now they use the same school bus to school, right? And I was really, really devastated. I was like, why would she go into the bathroom? Now Emma came back from school and she was like, I was like, Emma, why would you go into the boys' bathroom? What were you doing? Um, I don't know what you mean by did I record all I said. I'm recording it right now, so you can watch it later. Um, Emma said, Mommy, I was just going to ease myself, and the boy told me to come and see his underpants. I was like, why would the boy tell you to come and see his underpants? And why would you go to see his underpants? Now, kids are very curious. Very, very curious. The boy called her, Emma, come here, come and see my underpants. And she went. But this boy went above and beyond, past showing underpants to show his penis. The boy showed his penis. I freaked out. I was like, oh my God. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was not the best mom that day. I was not. Because I lost it. That was my first time. I was imagining the worst things that could have happened. Now, after shouting, I did yell. I yelled, okay, God forgive me. I called my sister-in-law in Texas. I was like, Auntie Okechi, see what happened. Emma went to school. I was looking at another boy's underpants. Auntie Okechi said, calm down. Was she looking at another boy's underpants? Did she just go and start looking at the boy's underpants? I said the boy called and was showing her his pennies. She was like, exactly. Emma doesn't know what she's doing. She's still a kid. The boy said something and she went in there. Now, have you ever told her not to do that? I said no. She said exactly. Until you tell kids something, if you haven't told them, they will not know that that thing is bad. And then another child will come and tell them and be the first person to educate them. Now, Emma came back from school in second grade and she was like, Mommy, okay, after that day we settled that one. I had to like recaution her. I was like, you can never go into the boys' bathroom no matter what. So we settled that one. Now, fast forward to second grade, she came back from school. I was like, Mommy, there is this thing I used to hear on TV. I think I'm not allowed to say that because anytime they say it on TV, you tell me to go to my bedroom, right? And now I'm hearing my classmates saying it. I don't even want to say it, but it starts with an F and ends with a K. Are we allowed to say that? I was like, no, you're not. She said, then why are my classmates saying it? I said, exactly. Not every parent is opportuned to be at home to raise their kids. So they end up letting the television raise their kids for them. And they're not even there to caution their kids on what to do and what not to do, what to say, what not to say. And in situations like that, kids go about saying whatever they want to say. That does not mean you have to say it. Even when they say it, it's not your responsibility to tell them to stop because you're just going to get into trouble. And let me tell you something. All the kids in my class, they hate Emma. They hate Emma because they think she's too smart for them. They think she's an ITK. They think she's too talented. I'm coming to the word talented because every time they're like, please stop singing, you make me sick. Let me tell you people, it got as far as they were going on a swimming trip, excursion, school excursion, and they were going to go swim in the school for the excursion. It's a pool. My kids had not learned how to swim then. I was the only parent that refused to sign the waiver. I said, my daughter is not going on a swimming trip with all those other kids. You know why? Because am I the only person? Before something happened, I see a whole cinematic trailer about the whole thing. Immediately I read the email, I started imagining my daughter going there and opens her big fine mouth and start singing, and then the girls get mad at her and push her into the water. In this case, she cannot swim, and if she cannot swim, the kids may think that she's joking or they're just being cute and being funny. My daughter would drown. I was the only parents, or we were the only parents that refused our child to go on that swimming um, um, excursion because she can't swim. I was imagining the worst. I didn't want a situation whereby I had Coram's story. You understand? They will come back and tell me, sorry, it was an accident. I've seen and heard a lot from those kids. And the funny part is that I've actually met these kids in person. And to God that created me and you, I just feel like knocking somebody's head off. But I'm not going to do that. We don't want to go to jail, do we? No, we don't. Anyways, I've seen those kids in person and I've seen the way they act towards Emma in front of me. Imagine how they act towards her when I am not there, when no parent is there. The last community gathering we went to, Emma saw them and I was like, Emma, you need to say hi to these kids. And Emma said hi to them. And they took their time, looked at her from head to toe, and they didn't say anything. Like, I was like, seriously? Okay. Now, I don't want to be that petty mom. I don't want to be that petty mom, but mother's instinct is always right? A lot of Emma's classmates hate her. A lot of them don't like her. They feel like she's too ITK. And God knows I cannot wait for us to move out of that place so that we can go to a new school and maybe she'll get to make real friends this time around. What was I saying before I got to this point is that Emma came back and was telling me all of them, like, don't go and start correcting anybody. Don't go and tell them to shut up, because the more you tell them to shut up, the more they're gonna hate you. Let them live their life. If their parents are okay with them saying the F word, it is none of your business. The only time it becomes your business is when they are directing it to you. That is when they get in trouble with me. Do you understand? Not in trouble with you. They get in trouble with me. Don't go and start telling anybody, no, you can also the effort. You know, Emma, she to the dog, okay? We all know that. You cannot go and start telling anybody what to do. Mind your business. Every day, you know how people pray for their kids every day before they go to school? I am praying to God and I'm telling them, mind your business. Mind your business. Not every child is raised the way you're raised. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not the perfect mom, and I do not claim to be. I'm just this 20-something-year-old still trying to figure out my life. Like, my life is a huge mess, but I keep telling myself that if there is one thing I'm going to get right, is going to be to raise my kids right. Now, I don't even know if I'm doing it right, because most of the time I judge myself. Most of the times I'm crying. A lot of the times I'm crying. 80 if my motherhood strategy is rated 100%, 80% of it I'm crying and asking myself, am I doing the right thing? That is how messed up I am. Now, I don't share a lot about my personal struggles or a lot of things that I do. I don't share a lot as a content creator would, or as content creators do, because I don't want to share so much and then start seeking validation on if what I'm doing is right or wrong, because my life is a huge mess and I don't want all of that judgment. What are we trying to say again? I'm digressing. What I'm trying to say is, I tell my daughter, don't do that. Don't go about telling people what to do and what not to do. It is not your job to raise other people's children. It is not our job. Or as a it's part of going to public school in America. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to hear a lot. But the most important thing is that you are learning and hearing it firsthand from me. Now, Zurie asked me, Mommy, so do all my classmates know what sex is? I'm like, no. No, nobody knows what sex is. They don't know what sex is. And I don't think their parents are ready to teach them yet. So you're not going to be going to school to go and tell people about it. Don't do that, okay? I just want you to know this. Now you know what rape is. You know what sexual intercourse is. You know what sexual exploitation is. You know what um, vagina is. You know what all of these words mean. Now, if anybody should walk up to you in your class and try to talk to you about it, or any man will come to you, oh, come, let me and speak that Obo English to you, do you think you will be stupid enough to do that? They were like, no. Then let me get to this. Let me tell you about this part. Sorry, my heart looks so creepy when I do it like that. Jesus. My kids were watching a television series on Disney Plus. It's called Zoe 101. It was actually on Netflix, yes. Was it Netflix or Disney Plus? I don't remember. Zoe 101, right? As they were watching the series, I was looking up the characters to see where they are now, because it turned out this has happened. The show premiered a long time ago. And I got to know that the Zoe girl is Britney Spears' sister. I don't know her name. And I read that this girl got pregnant at the age of 16, which led to the show being cancelled. I was like, are you kidding me? Now, my kids were already beginning to love the girl. Oh my God, I love Zoe. I was like, okay, I think that's the end of the show. I turned it off because I didn't want them to see her as a role model. Not that there's anything bad with that, okay? Because at that same time, my children was like, so mommy, at what age should we have a boyfriend, and at what age should we have sex, and at what age should we have kids? I said, until you are ready. That is after you turn 25. Now, I just said it because they are kids. It's gonna change. I don't know. My job is to educate them, to tell them what is right from what is wrong. I got married at the age of 19. Would I want any of my child to get married at the age of 19? Never. Even at the age of 25, never. But then this is America, where the moment kids turn 18, government tells them that they are adults, right? And they can do whatever they want. But I believe that if we start at a very young age, to tell them the right from the wrong, to tell them advantages and disadvantages of doing that, right? They get to make better decisions when they grow up. Do you understand? Why does my nose look very big on YouTube and small on Facebook? Jesus. What I'm trying to say is, I told them, you cannot have sex until you get married. I even went and brought the part of the Bible where it says you cannot have sex till you get married. It is called fornication. Now, I'm not a saint, okay? I'm not a saint. Your girl did some things. Hey, Jesus, I'm all about. Let's be serious. Ijoma, I can't change school for her because you have to go to the school. It's based on district, you understand? Here is so complicated. You cannot just change school for them like that. Louis, don't laugh at me. You see, if anybody should laugh at me, I'm judging you all. I'm judging every single one of you. What I'm trying to say is, sorry, I'm talking too much. Now my nose is getting blocked. Whenever I talk a lot for a long period of time, my nose gets blocked. They are sleeping. As I was saying, okay? Exactly. As soon as they can count 8 for Apple. Exactly. As I was saying, I told them you cannot get married until have sex until you get married. You cannot have a boyfriend until you're 25. And then when you turn 25, you have a boyfriend, both of you date for 5 years, and then you get married at the age of 30. I'm just setting a fictitious timeline. That does not mean that's how it's gonna happen, right? But my goal as a mother is to make them understand. I have been telling them this for the past 1 year now. Marriage should be the icing on the cake. You are the cake. And how do you become the cake? By baking a good cake out of yourself. That is having a career, having a life, enjoy your life, like, have everything, work on your dreams, achieve your goals. Just make something out of your life, right? And then you can now look for marriage, which is like the cherry or the icing, and then keep it on top of the cake. Do you understand? You guys are gonna have to excuse me. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay. So back to what I was saying. I told them my nose is too big. Like, come on, why is my nose too big? Maybe if I become a millionaire, I'll go and do nose surgery and tighten this place. Like Imim Zarazeba, look at. I have a big bone here. But I think I'm still cute though. Don't mind me. As I was saying, I think my job as a mom right now is to actually just get them to understand that they shouldn't be in a hurry for anything, because this is something I've been telling people who I'm older than, or people who look up to me for a while. I'm like, don't be in a rush. The time you're using to sit at home waiting for a man to come and marry you, use it and make something out of yourself. I understand that life is difficult. I understand that things are difficult, but if you can dream it, you can make it. Okay. Now, whenever I say that to people, people are like, you will not understand. You that rushed and went and got married at the age of 19. I'm like, girl, I got married at the age of 19 because that is where my dream is. That is what is taking me to my dream. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Do you understand? She's not telling me to change her school. I'm not reading anything actually. I'm not even reading anything actually. Like, I could barely see it. I just read the first line, but I'll read it again. Okay. Thank you, Faith. So what I'm trying to say is, what was I trying to say? Yeah, whenever I tell people that, people kind of like look at you, got married at the age of 19 and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, fine. I try not to like push people, but I keep telling myself, God gave me 4 girls for a reason. God gave me 4 girls to make things right, to fix things. Does that make any sense? And that is what I'm going to do. Now, A lot of people may not agree with me to, like, when I told my husband Mel, I told the kids about sex. I told the kids about sex. He was like, no, they're not ready for that. I'm like, I think they are. And they understood everything. They listened. They loved the conversation. They understood it. But here is the thing I don't like. Ever since then, it's something to be talking about princesses. Emma is like, when I have my baby, I'm like, have which baby? Because I later told them that Zoe from Zoe 101, that she actually got pregnant at the age of 16 and her life was over. Now, don't get me wrong, Zoe's life was not over, right? She's doing great. But tell me, do any of you know who I'm talking about? Oh, the only person you people know is about Britney. You people know Britney Spears. You people know of her other sister. Because she went and she got married and that was it. Now, I'm not saying that marriage puts an end to people's dream, but it kinda does. Look at me. I have this beautiful dream. I have this wonderful husband ready to support my dreams, right? But the moment you want to step out that door, you remember there is Zendaya that will need you to clean her butt, and Emma wants you to help her with her homework. You kind of give up your dreams for your kids. You stop chasing your own dreams and start helping them chase theirs. So yes, it does. I'm telling you, the girl, like when I have my baby, I'm like, I'm get bigger Canadian. I have which baby? You get what I'm saying? So it's not like marriage. I'm not saying marriage puts an end to your life, but the moment you get married and have kids, you stop living your life and stop living and start living other people's life. You start living your kids' life. You start you're no longer responsible for yourself alone. Get what I'm saying? So I was telling them that is the last thing on your mind. I needed to focus. I needed to focus and finish your school. Become what you want to become. And then marriage is the last thing. I know maybe they're just talking about it because it's a new concept to them. They're trying to explore it and everything. And I thank goodness that we have at least a whole month for them to keep talking about it and exploring it before they actually go back to school. Now, when they go back to school, and I don't know what other kids learned over this summer, okay? Whatever it is they learn, I don't care, but I feel like I've given my kids a shield and an armor because third grade is when things get messy. In my primary three, a lot of my classmates were having sex. Primary three. And I'm not just saying classmates, they were having sex with our teachers in early learning. Ask anybody. You know what I'm saying? Ask anybody. Primary three. You don't want to hear gist though. Let me show before they will come and say, hey, Millicent, why are you spilling our tea? And I had a crush. I had a crush on one boy when I was in primary three. But you understand, so I had to tell them all of this now so that they can know and get ready before they get back into school. Anyways, my question is this. Do you guys think it is time to actually have this conversation with your kids? At what age do you guys have this conversation with your kids? At what age do you think it's appropriate to start talking to your kids about sex? Now, another question my children have been asking me is that been seeing on TV a lot of girls have boyfriends and boys have girlfriends. I'm like, it's okay to have a boy that is your friend, but you cannot have boyfriends. These are two different things. You can have a boy that is your friend, but if the boy asks you to be his girlfriend, not a girl that is his friend, that is a no-no. You cannot. Do you understand? Do you know why I had to say that? Let me come closer. In this America, okay, things are getting out of hand. Loads too fast, too quick. And sometimes you feel like you have no control over anything anymore. You feel like I don't know, I don't want to get in there, but I made them understand that you can have a boyfriend and you can have a girlfriend. Now, they don't know what that means, right? You can have girls that are your friends and you can have boys that are your friends. But exactly, things go really fast here. So I just explained that to them and I hope they understand. At some point, we'll get to discuss other parts. Now, another thing that I am doing, I think is right, is, like I said, we have a lot of conversation, deep conversations. and all of our conversations are like rooted into the Bible. I think what I'm doing, I'm not doing it by myself. I think it's actually God that is doing it through me, because sometimes there are some things I say, I'm like, wait, though, any more cocoa like this, who bought me? I have not always been, not, let me take that back. I have always been very, what's the word? I know God. God knows me, right? I go to church. I pray. I worship God. I fast when I need to. But I don't pray fire, 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 fire. I don't do that. And I don't pray and burn my neighbor, burn this, burn. I don't do that. My prayers are always more like conversations with God. I just sit down. I'm like, God, what's up? How far now? Is your girl show up? You know. So sometimes it goes from conversations to me crying. Now, I've never spoken in tongues before, and I don't think it's a bad thing, okay, because I don't just think it's a bad thing, and that does not mean that the Holy Ghost is not upon me. Nobody should judge me. People are very, very judgmental. Anyways, I just believe that everybody has, is it have or has? Everybody should have their personal relationship with God based on how they understand God and how God understands them. Now, I've been doing a lot of devotion, reading the Bible, and kind of like my faith is growing, not because I want it to, but because my kids are making it to. Because if these children open their mouth and there are some things they will say, like, I'm like, wait, where did you hear this from? They will tell me they read it in a book. It is me that bought the books. I go and I just buy Bible books, Bible devotions, Bible, and like books that have things to do with studying the Bible. Emma will just take it and she's reading, reading. Emma knows about everybody in the Bible. No, I don't know how far she knows, but a lot of people she tell me about from the Bible, I don't even know who they are. And I've been living for 20 something years. Do you understand? So when they tell me that, I go back and I read it and I want to know more about it, so that when they have questions, I can be able to answer. I think that is a good thing, because if in this America, and this time around, I'm not talking about culture, I'm not talking about being Nigerian, I'm not saying Nigerian versus America, I'm talking about being human beings created by God. America, at some point, they make you think that there is no God, because everything you see on TV, you rarely, rarely see anything that gives glory to God. That's number one. Number two, they make you feel like your beliefs are not valid. They make you feel like your morals are not valid. They make you begin to question yourself. Let me tell people the truth. Yes, I come out, I wear bomb shorts, and I dance on social media. It's not a new thing. The first guy that wanted to marry me when I was 14, he was waiting for me to become 20 something so he'll marry me. Do you know why I dumped this guy? This guy would be like, I was just 14. 14, listen. This guy would be like, Piasonwa, you cannot be wearing bomb short and be coming out in the street. You go inside and go and change. I'm like, Kiji Wuronye, for what? Who are you? Are you my father? My father is okay with me wearing bomb short. Why would you tell me not to wear bomb short? Don't that fire you there? You know, so I'm not marrying you, period. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me show you for something. See, I went and I shaved my head. I look like a bald. I don't even know. I shaved my head. See, nobody should take screenshot of that. Back to my story with Chinos. I dumped this guy because this guy would always be telling me what to wear and what not to wear. Don't wear pop shirt. I hate it. He's always doing what's it called? What's that? Fadambaka, yeah. He does Fadambaka. He does as if he's Fadambaka's boy or something, whatever. He would tell me, stop wearing bomb shorts. I don't like. I said, nah, you're not the one that bought bomb shorts for me. The bomb shirt even belongs to my niece. Why would you tell me not to wear? I am going to wear it, period. Now, I've always been that person. I just wear, as long as I am not showing you my bum, my vagina, as long as I'm not showing you my breast, and that thing I'm wearing is comfortable with me, that does not define who I am on the inside. Now, I've seen people come on my page, they're like, look at you, you're naked, and I'm like, I'm naked? You guys see people wear tongue and they're clapping their clappers and you don't say anything. If I do the things people have been pushing me to do. If I do the things I have been getting advice to do, if I do the things I've been seeing my mates or my colleagues do on social media to get views and money, social media will not enter me and you people. Period. You understand? I don't do all of that because I still have morals. I still have conscience. I still know who brought me to this America. I didn't come here by myself. Do you understand? Now, back to what I was saying. The fact that I wear those things and I dance because I just want to have fun with my kids. Now I put on social media because I feel like, not because I'm trying to impress anybody or do anything. Somebody came one day and said, hey, you're beginning to wear go naked like Kura. I'm like, I'm a naked chick, idiot. Like, first of all, let's not even go into, but you get my point, right? What I'm trying to say is, these kids, they look up to me. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm a huge mess. But they've taught me so much that all I can do is just hand them over to God. And I feel like in this America, if you're raising your kids in America, the earlier you hand your kids or you raise them based off of the Bible, there is nothing anybody, this society can do that will get them out of that place. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know what the future holds for my kids. I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know where we are going. But I know who we are going with. Do you understand? Exactly. Kids grow too fast these days, and if you don't catch them early, you'll be watching them slip off of your hand. Emma said something one day. Emma says, if I become president, I'm going to bring back religious teachings in schools. And I'm like, that's it. That is it, period. Bring it back. And even if they don't let you become president, if you become famous, you use your platform to teach that to people. Now, you must not force people to become Christians. You just share, tell them what you know, and let them make that decisions for themselves. It's up to God to judge you and say, okay, you did enough, right? Even when Jesus was on earth, he never dragged people and said, you must follow me. He just preached, and it was up to people to hear if they want to hear. If they don't want to hear, that is their business. Do you understand? So I tell them, back to what I was saying, this America, people, children grow up too fast, and the society takes advantage of them. The society begins to tell even parents what to teach their kids and what not to teach their kids. Let me tell you people, at this point, I have an online school waiting for me to say yes, and I'm enrolling my children into online school full time. The only reason I haven't done that is because I don't have a reason yet. But I hear that they're beginning to teach kids a lot of things in school that we are not okay with, right? I don't have any problem with anybody or anybody's judgment. Just let me raise my kids the way I want to raise them. Do you understand? Give me the opportunity, or allow me to raise my kids. I brought them into this world. I'll be the one to be held accountable for them on judgment day, right? Let me raise them and you raise yours. But in this society, people are beginning to tell other moms how to raise their kids, what to say to their kids, how to parent their children. And let your children be what they want to be. Be what the heck? Are you kidding me? What I'm trying to say is this: our kids are growing up so fast. So if there is one thing I want you to learn from me, is even if you're a mess, just let God do it. Like, buy them those books. There's a lot. I don't know where they are right now. There were a lot of them I picked up from Ross. Buy it to them, right? Buy it for them. Let them read it. Instead of buying them storybook, buy them books that have to do something with God. There is this new YouTube channel that we found. Oh my God. If you, even you as an adult that is watching this video, if you watch this channel, okay, you will realize how you don't know everything. It's called Superbook. It's for kids. It's animated. You know when we're growing up and we had that Bible story book. This is a Bible story book made in videos. They learn a lot from it. That Job, something that Emma talked about on my video here on YouTube, that was where she learned it from. Yesterday we were going to DMV and I said, Emma, start praying. She started praying. She was like, God, I want to thank you for testing us last week, but I believe this week will be good. I took a picture of Emma on Saturday and she jumped up and her stomach was, she was like, Mommy, you cannot post that on social media. I don't want pedophiles to look at my stomach. I was like, yes, ma'am. I showed my husband the picture. I was like, Mel, is anything wrong with this picture? He was like, no. I told him, but Emma said I can't post it, that she doesn't want pedophiles to look at her stomach. He was like, then don't post it. It's as simple as that. She said you can't post it, and she has a good reason. She understood the pedophile lesson to the point that she knows that, hey, even this part of my stomach, pedophiles can use it to sexually satisfy themselves. So no, Mommy, you cannot post it. And when they did the jump again, she was like, Zurie, hold your head like Zurie, hold your head like this. Don't make sure your clothes doesn't go up. It makes me happy. It makes me really happy that they listen and they understand. And honestly, it's not by my doing. And I thank God every day for the kind of children He blessed me with. They are able to listen to the biggest conversation and understand it. And what's that word? Assimilate, right? The, Jesus, English is so freaking hard. They understand you. Absorb. That's what I'm looking for. Jesus, sponge was coming in my head. You know how sponge absorbs water? They're able to absorb it. No matter how big the words are, no matter how difficult you think the conversation is, they are able to absorb it. And I think it's because I started early. Okay, why am I making this video? Not because a lot of people have been asking me for tips. This is not a tip. This is more like a story time. Do you understand? And telling you guys what we've been doing. I didn't do this on live video because, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was even ready to have that conversation. And because the conversation came from nowhere. Do you understand? Awesome. The conversation came from nowhere. It was not planned, right? It was after that conversation that we decided to now talk about the Christmas one. I was like, okay, I have to document this one. Do you understand? Ruby, it's too early to be laughing. Richard is so it's too early, I think. But I don't know if I've said everything I wanted to say. But yes, I told my kids about sex, and now they know about sex. They know what sex is. They know what sexual intercourse is. They know what rape is. They know what they know every part of their body, the words they are and what they represent, right? And what they do. I told them that the vagina is where the baby comes out from, and the pee area is where the pee comes out from. Now, I didn't know the name for the pee area. I'm still going to go and research it. I should have done that before coming live to make this video, but I will. Okay, so they know these two parts, and then they know that this one is a bum bum. This is something I didn't know until after I got married. I didn't know that these were three different parts of your body. I didn't know that. Okay, that was how naive I was about parts of the body, because nobody in primary school, secondary school, university taught us that. And I think the earlier we stop hiding those information from our kids, the better for us, because if we teach them, it won't be new information for them when their friends start talking about it. Do you understand? When their friends start talking about it, they are like, okay, what's the big deal? I already know that. Do you get? Oh, thank you so much, Millie. Thank you so much. They will already know that. But if you keep waiting for when they grow up to teach them, by the time you be teaching them, it will be old news and you don't know what they would have tried by then. Like I said, when I was in primary school, a lot of my classmates were having sex with our teachers. A lot of primary 3, primary 4. A lot of them were having sex with each other, with our teachers, because even Nollywood movies, they don't censor anything. There was nothing like R-rated movie. Thank you so much, Juliet. There was nothing like R-rated movie. Everything was just there. Parents would just put it, everybody's watching. Then when they reach the part where they are doing it, they will close your eyes like this, and then you open one side and be peeping. That's not good. We need to tell them now. We need to stand and start teaching them. Don't ever think your kids are too young to understand. It depends on how you have that conversation with them. When I was growing up, even to today, if you're telling me something and you're shouting at me, I would never listen to you. In fact, I would do the exact opposite of what you said just because you shouted at me. But if you're telling me something and you're having a conversation with me, that is why it's chilling. That is why it's as if whenever I'm talking to my kids, I try as much as possible. Oh, I yell a lot. My voice is louder than my father's voice, and my father's voice is so loud you could hear it from Mbiduyo Street. Okay, but there are a lot of things I know. It's time to bring my voice down and have a conversation. We have to talk. This is not mother to daughter. No, we are talking woman to woman. We're having a conversation. I need to break it down. And when they are asking you questions, you have to be patient. No matter how stupid that question sounds, you have to be patient to listen. Think about it and answer them. And if you make any mistake, correct yourself, because you're on the spot. You're literally sitting on the chair, and you need to make sure that your kids see you as their number one to be able to tell you anything. Let them come to you. The moment they have a question, let you be the first person they think of asking. Do you understand? That is how we raise our kids, and the society is not raising them for us. Let them always ask you. But if exactly call it by their name before they go outside and hear it, and then they're like, what is it? The kids will be like, oh, you don't know what it is, come let me show you. No, don't let no kids show them anything. Show them yourself. Talk to them. Call it by their names. Have conversations with them. And trust me, there is no handbook to motherhood, but we can always do our best. Sometimes I feel like maybe why I am relatable to my kids is because I got married early. But I don't really think that is it. I think as moms, we have to sometimes that mom badge, peel it off, put friend on it, put best friend on it, and talk to your kids as if they are your best friend. But how does it give mama hand? Period. Thank you, Kira. Thank you. How does it give mama hand? But there is time for everything. There is time for everything. Have the time. Like so many times we'll be eating on the dining table. Before you know, Zuru will say, Mommy, can we start talking? Tell us a story. I'm like, here, we are eating. But sometimes if the food is not delicious and I'm just trying to while away our time, maybe it's boromianu, mokano say, or I'm like, okay, we start talking, and before you know it, they finish their food, and the story will take 1 hour, 2 hours eating food, and the food is finished and the story is beautiful, and life goes on. What I'm trying to say is sometimes we as moms, we are too proud to accept our mistakes. We are too proud to talk to our children. We always so pompous, like, don't you know I'm your mother? No, there are times you remove that mom badge. Mom can period. Sometimes you remove that mom badge, come down to their level and have conversations with them. I don't say talk to them, I say have conversations with them. Conversation is when you are talking, you're allowed to talk, I am allowed to talk, and then you are allowed to ask questions, I am allowed to ask questions. That is a conversation. You talk with each other, you don't talk to them, you talk with them. But like I said, Hansu Jesus will peel off that badge, throw your mom back. What? You reset their brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting abuse. Don't go and call anything on me. I'm just talking. As an African woman, we have our way of raising our kids. Do not say because you're in America, you're not going to raise your kids. Don't do that. Okay? At the end of the day, these kids, they need to know where they're coming from, and they need to know where they are going. I tell my children every day, you are so privileged to be in America, because if I admire that you show watching us, so you would not have been here. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I told myself I'm not just going to marry a man because I love him. I'm going to marry a man that will be the best gift to my children. So when you're getting married, do not marry because love akowala ganya, love bakwoko. You know what I'm saying? Marry because you want somebody that can actually be a partner with you to raise your children. Just the same way when you're choosing team players to come and team members come and play soccer with you. You don't just choose somebody because they are pretty or because they are fine or because you love them. You choose them because they can actually do that job. You choose them because, see, you can play, you can score goal for us, Abby, or you come and join our team. Period. You understand? And do not be in a hurry. Teach that to yourself and also teach your children. I see a lot of people come to my company, oh, your kids are so fine, I can't wait to marry them. If I laugh and in my head, I'm like, bigger can't here. I know, Pama. My man make it you marry your grandmother, they're idiots. That's an ingredient. And if one with president, and see you, what are you trying to become? Yeah. Cow, stop spitting on me. Idiot. I bet let me get log into my class. I've been holding this in for a while. I said, let me come here and just bring this out, like spill it out. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting to tell you guys since Saturday, but I've been so busy with this place. And yeah, about our stay here, we still have not received any call back yet. We had a call back for a different movie yesterday. My sister and my brother, we logged into the Zoom meeting and they kicked us out. Like, I moved my appointment because of these people and they kicked us out. Anyways, they don't deserve us, period. Moving on to the next one, we are still waiting for them to call us. We are still here up until 19th of August. And yeah, we're just going to explore. Yesterday I went to DMV to go and get my driver's license. I am driving in Los Angeles. It feels amazing. These people are crazy, but I love it. The adrenaline that comes into my brain when I'm driving here is like, Jesus, I'm in a race car. Not a race car, I'm in a race car track because I'm in a car. You understand? Yes, it feels so good. I was driving the whole of Los Angeles today. I went to go and buy suya spice. I'm going to be making suya. I just want to drive around. Next place that we're going to go, I'm thinking of us going to Hollywood Boulevard because Zurie and Dior has not actually been there. I want to take them to Hollywood Boulevard and take pictures on the star, you know. Maybe one day they'll get to get their own star, you know. Let's manifest into the world, manifest into the universe, and let the universe take and let God take control. Anyways, Udo, you're so welcome. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is all I have to say. I'm going to go get ready and log into my class. I'll see you guys in another video. I don't know when it's going to be because I'm going to be in class the whole of today. I just wanted to make this video and so that I can come on live maybe tomorrow, okay? And I didn't want to forget it, okay? I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys learn one or two things. Like I said, we are not perfect. Just let God do the work for us, okay? And then also do your own, and do not let people's definition of parenting to be your definition of parent. If you want to learn more about parenting, go to the Bible. I don't even know where in the Bible, but I know it's somewhere in the Bible. You just have to look, you will see. Seek, you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open. Don't open doors and droppers. Bye bye, pick up. I love you guys. Kachifo. Oh, Bobby, bye. Thank you. See you guys in my another video. Okay, bye.